Welcome back to my channel and my makeup-less face. I figured I might as well do the intro like this because things ain't gonna get any better. I'm gonna attempt to do my makeup how I used to do it when I was younger, and I'm gonna roll it back to about 17 or 18 because when I was a younger teenager, here in Ireland anyway, it was much cooler to be a tomboy and kind of wear tracksuits and all that kind of stuff. I actually remember going to school one day with a bit Nivea tinted moisturiser on and actually getting slagged for wearing it, or teased if you want to call it that, because it just wasn't cool to wear makeup basically. But when I reached about 17 or 18, I started going probably illegally to the pub and I used to put some on. And obviously I didn't have a clue what I was doing, I just kind of slapped it on. So if you want to see me slapping on some makeup like I used to when I was 17, just keep watching. Why I zoomed you in, I don't know, because you're not going to want to see what I'm going to create right now. I was a teenager, I'm old by the way, and I was, my teenage years were kind of in the early noughties, so I didn't have a clue basically. As I said, we didn't really wear makeup to school or anything like that, so this would just have been kind of at the weekend if I was going to a bar underage. Had pretty, not great skin, like it's actually pretty similar now years later to what I had then. Like I still get breakouts and I'm still oily and all that, but I didn't know what a primer was so I didn't use it. But there was a couple of foundations floating around, but this was one that I used a lot because it was cheap and easy to get a hold of, and it's the Maybelline Dream Satin Liquid. Now they've reformulated this and it's actually better now, but back then it was really kind of chalky and powdery and it wasn't a good look. But this is in the shade 10 Ivory, and I didn't have a foundation brush or anything like that. I used to just slap some on my hands, rub my hands together and pretty much rub into my face. I've really been enjoying watching these videos, so I wanted to do my own version of it because they're pretty funny. God, this applies awful with your hands. Don't apply this with your hands, because I actually really like this foundation, but I always apply with a brush. And with most people, I didn't bring it down my neck or anything like that, although this is a pretty good colour match for me. So yeah, I just used to smear that all over my face. I probably put a bit more on, to be fair, and probably put it all over my eyelids too. Oh, my hands feel lovely. Just going to give them an old wipe there. So, you know what I look like? I have a mask on, so we're getting somewhere. Next would probably be brows. You won't believe it, but I have more brows now than I did when I was 16, 17, 18. I plucked the absolute bejesus out of them, like probably most people in the world at that time, because we just thought it was the right thing to do. I had lovely eyebrows and I completely got rid of them all and destroyed them, and I am still, like 10 years later, trying to grow them back because they won't grow back correctly. So I didn't know how to do my brows. I probably didn't even do this, but I'm just going to comb the foundation out of them because I can't handle it. But this is the Rimmel eyebrow pencil in Hazel, which is probably too light for my brows because I have pretty dark brows, but I used this or something similar then, and I didn't like try to fix the shape of the brow. I just used to draw on the actual brow, so like I just draw a line. Like you can see, that's too dark for my brows, or too light for my brows, not too dark. And I probably back then didn't have this part of my eyebrow, so imagine that's gone, and I'm just tracing around the really bad shape that I have. Now, even though I did have pretty bad skin and like spots and stuff, I didn't use concealer because I didn't know I could. I just caked on the foundation and that was pretty much it. And then my brows looked fab, as they do now. And then onto the really, really intricate part, eyeshadow. This isn't the eyeshadow I used to use. I think I used to use a Rimmel one, but this is just one that I had there that's similar. And this is a Catrice vanilla shimmery eyeshadow. Didn't use any brushes, didn't have one. Used the trusty finger. Dip it in and put it all over the lid. I'm actually recreating, I'll have to find it. On my 18th birthday, my makeup was really similar to this. And that's my memory that I'm looking back on. I have a photo album, I'll have to find it, because this is spookily similar. Not that I'm a trained professional by any stretch of the imagination now, but this makeup definitely took no skills back then. So yeah, that looks a bit right. And then for the really, really important part, because I couldn't leave the house for a night out without some black kohl liner, I used to use MAC Feline pencil, which doesn't last in the waterline, but I wore it anyway because that was the black liner I knew. And I don't have that anymore, but I do have, this is just the Urban Decay 24/7 Perversion pencil, and I used to just whack a shed load into my waterline. Just on the bottom, not on the top or anything like that. Oh god. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So then came mascara. I can't really remember having a preference on mascara. I probably just bought the cheapest one I could. Didn't own eyelash curlers, which my eyelashes are super straight, so like I'm lost without an eyelash curlers nowadays, but I didn't have one, so I just used to go in with any mascara that I had. I'm just using Benefit They're Real now because this is the only non-waterproof mascara I have in my collection at the minute. And I'm just going to whack a load on. I can't remember if I did bottom lashes as well, but sure, I'll whack a bit on anyway. Fairness, this is pretty minimal makeup. If only nowadays I use this little makeup, it would save me a fortune. Just hitting those bottom lashes. So there you go, lovely spidery eyelashes. Then for blush, is something I actually still use now, and I have one and I like still repurchase it from a nostalgic point of view, and that I actually really like it too. This is MAC's, it's their sheer, I think it's a sheer blush in Pink Swoon. And this was one of my first ever MAC purchases, and I still love it now, so I have it. And I'm sure I didn't have a blush brush, so I just have one of these from like a little eyeshadow, or no, it's not eyeshadow, like a little blush thing. And I probably used something similar like this and just whacked it on. This is a very Barbie pink blush, and I'm already quite red toned, so I got eyeshadow on my nose. But yeah, it's applied haphazardly. It's not very flattering on my skin. Luckily it's a sheer tone blush, but still, I look like Aunt Sally. Oh, this brush is awful. So there we have the blush. This is going in the bin. Nailed it. And then I used to use the Max Factor Cream Puff powder. I don't have one of them. I'm sure my mum has one. She still uses it, I think. But I'm not wasting my money. So I just have a H&M powder foundation. But what's important is the puff, because I didn't have any brushes, so I needed a puff. And I would just stamp it all over my face. And this was usually darker than my skin. And I didn't blend it down the neck. Oh, it's making me so sad looking at my eyes without concealer on. I need concealer. How did I think this looked okay? I look better without fucking makeup on. So the last product to finish this look is lipstick. When I was a teenager, well, grown up, I had crooked teeth. Obviously I've had braces since I got braces in my 20s. But when I was 18, I hated my teeth. I used to get teased about them all the time. I was going to say slagged again. If you're not from Dublin, you probably don't know what that means, or Ireland anyway. But yeah, I used to get teased about my teeth, and I really, really hated them. So I was never really into lipstick or anything, but obviously I knew I needed to wear something on my lips. So a lot of the time I would wear Barry M had like a concealer lipstick that used to just blank out your lips. I wore that a lot. or I used to wear like something similar to this, which is like a shiny brown nude colour. This is from Rimmel, and I would just apply this. I think it finishes everything off quite nicely. So the makeup was done, and then it would be time for hair. Didn't do much of my hair. My hair was pretty long, and I wore it a lot like this, as in like with a side part and swooped down into a low pony and scooped under with a bobbin. Or if it was a special occasion, we'd all go down to my friend Suzanne's house and she would iron her hair for us very nicely. Thanks a lot, Suzanne, I really appreciate it. And but if Suzanne wasn't available or we weren't going down to her, I pretty much just take it out of the bobbin. I just blow dried my hair earlier, I didn't do anything else with it. And this would be pretty much it. I was more hair than I was person. So yeah, like usually I'd have like a bobbin mark or whatever, but I couldn't do anything about it, so I just left it. And then to finish the look off, I wouldn't be a Dublin girl from back then without some hoops. Oh yeah, it's all coming back now. Now to be fair to me, the hoops that I probably wore back then were probably real gold. These are from Penneys and they're not, but I just wanted to add them in because I thought they added to my young look. And I also used to wear my mum bought me a denim jacket, like a dark indigo denim jacket, and I loved it so much. And I had like little stars on the pockets and I really liked it, but obviously I don't have that anymore and I'm much bigger than I was back then. But I remember I just have a denim shirt on now. Pull the collar up. I actually used to starch the collar and iron it so it would stay up. This one isn't starched, but you get the idea. So here's 18-year-old Gemma in the flesh. I'm kind of jealous of 18-year-olds nowadays with all the products that they have on the market because we just didn't have them. But we made do with what we had and I thought I looked good, so that's the main thing. I really enjoyed making this and I've really been enjoying watching them here on YouTube as well. People's have been brilliant. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I promise my makeup looks better in my other videos. I think it does anyway. As always, thanks for watching and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye bye.